So this is a description of Hiranyaksha being killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his incarnation as Lord Varaha. This demon Hiranyaksha is very fortunate to be killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the Bhagavatam describes the Supreme Lord is the absolute truth. Satyam Param Dhimahi. Vyasadeva begins the Bhagavatam by meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I meditate upon the absolute truth. Vasudeva, Krishna, was the absolute truth. Satyam Param Dhimahi. So absolute means his killing is the same as his protection. So whether Krishna protects the devotees or kills the demons, both are actually benefited. Of course, the Lord protecting the devotees, we understand that he is actually very auspicious for the devotees' protection. But his killing is also auspicious. What happens when somebody is killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Generally, if one dies a death which does not involve killing by the Supreme Lord, then the accumulated reactions are forcing the person to take another birth according to the karma of their past activities. So demons are generally very, very sinful, and they have accumulated a lot of sinful reactions. So if they are killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are completely purified of all sinful reactions. Completely purified. And hence, they are liberated. So the killing of the demons by the Supreme Lord is actually Krishna liberating the most sinful demons. So in the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada explains that the mercy of the Supreme Lord is shown towards the demons when and if the demon is killed by the Supreme Lord. That's a mercy. Because Krishna doesn't have to personally come to kill the demons. Srila Prabhupada explains in several different places that his most powerful material energy is there to bring about the death. I should also tell in Hindi, Anant Sesha Prabhu. हिंदी में बोलना चाहिए. अच्छा, इस श्लोक में वर्णन किया है कि किस तरह से हिरण्याक्ष का मृत्यु होने पर भगवान वराह देव ने उनको मार डाला, उनका हत्या किया. लेकिन ये हत्या भी उनके लिए शुभ है, क्योंकि इस हत्या से उनका सारा पाप कर्म के फल, पाप पूरा मिट गया. क्यों मिट गया? क्योंकि वो भगवान वराहदेव के संपर्क में आए, उनके स्पर्श से पूरा परिशुद्ध हो गया वो। ऐसा शुद्धिकरण हम भी पा सकते हैं इस युग में। इन दिस एज इवन वी कैन बिकम प्यूरिफाइड by coming in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy upon all of us. Thus, He has given us the most simple way of coming in contact with the Supreme Lord through simply vibrating our tongue and chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we chant Hare Krishna, what happens? Our tongue is vibrating and producing the sound of the Hare Krishna mantra. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the 12th chapter, 8th verse purport. 12th chapter describes devotional service. And in the 8th verse, onwards till the 12th verse, Krishna describes the actual process of devotional service. So in the 8th verse he says, just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. So Srila Prabhupada says, the holy name of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. Therefore, when a devotee chants Hare Krishna, Krishna and his internal potency are dancing on the tongue of the devotee. Krishna and Radharani are dancing on our tongue when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So we should understand, जब हम ये हरे कृष्ण मंत्र का उच्चारण करते हैं, कीर्तन करते हैं, जप करते हैं, तो भगवान अपने शब्द रूप में कृष्णा बोलते हैं, तो कृष्ण का जो शब्द है हम उच्चारण करते हैं, या हरे बोलते हैं, हरे इज रेफरिंग टू राधा रानी, तो राधा और कृष्ण हमारे जीभ पर अवतरित होते हैं. The Lord with His internal potency appear on our tongue in the form of the sound vibration of the Hare Krishna mantra. And Prabhupada says here, the Krishna and his internal potency are dancing on the tongue of the devotee. So this is the easiest way of coming in contact with the Supreme Lord, and the easiest way of purifying ourselves, because Krishna means supreme pure. What does Arjuna say about Krishna? Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. Krishna is supreme pure. Bhagavan Krishna, Pavitram Paramam, परम पवित्र पुरुष हैं. तो वो जब हमारे जीभ पर अवतरित होते हैं, हम कृष्ण जब बोलते हैं, कृष्ण का नाम उच्चारण करते हैं, तो हमारा संपर्क होता है उस परम पवित्र पुरुष श्री कृष्ण से. हम उनका ध्वनि के रूप में, शब्द के रूप में अवतरित, उस शब्द से हम स्पर्श करते हैं हमारे जीभ से. We touch Krishna through our tongue and we become purified. And that is the beginning of bhakti. अतः श्री कृष्ण नामादि न भवेद ग्राह्यम इंद्रियैः सेवोन्मुखे ही जिह्वादौ स्वयमेव स्फुरत्यतः. You cannot understand Krishna or perceive Krishna or realize Krishna with your gross material senses. But when the same senses are engaged in service of Krishna, beginning with this tongue, seva unmukha, we should turn towards Krishna by beginning to render service with our senses, devotional service with our senses. भक्ति पूर्वक सेवा करने से हम आरंभ करते हैं भगवान का भक्ति योग का अभ्यास. तो सबसे पहले ये जीभ को भगवान का सेवा में लगाना है. तो जीभ से हम दो कार्य करते हैं. एक तो हम बोलते हैं, तो हरे कृष्ण मंत्र बोलिए. ये बोलने से आपका जीभ भगवान का सेवा में लग जाता है, सेवा आरंभ हो जाता है, भक्ति सेवा. सेवोन्मुखे ही जिह्वादौ, एक कार्य जीभ से हम बोलते हैं. दूसरा कार्य खाते हैं तो स्वाद लेते हैं. वी टेस्ट विथ अवर टंग, द सेकेंड फंक्शन ऑफ द टंग. सो यू टेस्ट कृष्ण प्रसादम. कृष्ण प्रसाद को का सेवन कीजिए, उसका स्वाद लीजिए, ग्रहण कीजिए. ये दो कार्य से आपका भक्ति आरंभ हो जाता है. एंड इट इज समथिंग वी डू एवरी डे, ऑल द टाइम वी डू दिस. Use our tongue for these two functions. So in this way, Bhagavatam teaches us it begins with the tongue, but ultimately, when all the senses are engaged in devotional service of Krishna, Hrishikena Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. That is bhakti. So bhakti yoga is nothing but engaging all our senses in सर्विस ऑफ कृष्ण. भक्ति योग का एक परिभाषा है, नारद पंचरात्र में बताया. ऋषिकेण ऋषिकेश सेवनम भक्ति रुच्यते. भक्ति यानी हमारे जितने इंद्रिय हैं उनको भगवान के सेवा में लगाएं. कैसे लगा सकते हैं? महाराज अम्बरीश का उदाहरण दिया है भागवत के 9th कैंटो में. क्या बताया है? सवै मन कृष्ण पदार विंदयो. हमारे जितने इंद्रिय हैं इनका एक केंद्र बिंदु मन है. माइंड इज द सेंटर ऑफ ऑल अवर सेंसेस, बिकॉज माइंड इज डायरेक्टेड बाय द सेंसेस. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, टू एंगेज द सेंसेस, फर्स्ट यू एंगेज योर माइंड. फिक्स योर माइंड ऑन कृष्णा. Savai mana Krishna padaravindayo. How did Ambarish Maharaj engage all his senses in Krishna's service? He is the best example of how one can engage all of one's senses in Krishna's service. Savai mana Krishna padaravindayo. King Ambarisha fixed his mind on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. हमारे मन को भगवान के चरण कमल में केंद्रीकृत करना है. फिक्स योर माइंड ऑन लोटस फीट ऑफ कृष्णा. सो हाउ डू वी डू दैट? व्हेन वी आर चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा, यू फिक्स योर माइंड ऑन द साउंड वाइब्रेशन ऑफ हरे कृष्णा. You fix your attention on vibrating the tongue to produce the sound. You fix your attention on hearing the sound which you produce. And you fix your sense of touch by counting on the beads when you're doing japa. And when you're doing kirtan, first you hear. If you're leading, then first you sing. If you're following, then first you hear. Either hearing first and then singing, or singing first and then hearing. So the tongue and the sense of hearing, you engage in kirtan that way. Same like japa. But in japa, you fix your mind on the melody of singing Hare Krishna. कीर्तन करते वक्त अपना जीभ से आप फॉलो करते हैं या लीड करते हैं और कान से श्रवण करते हैं मधुर स्वर को, लेकिन अपने मन को उस मधुर स्वर का गाना या श्रवण करना, उसमें आप मन लगाइए. एंड दैट इज ईजियर देन जपा. कीर्तन इज ईजियर देन जपा बिकॉज naturally a melodious sound is attractive for hearing, and our natural reaction is also to sing along. So kirtan is easier, but kirtan requires more than one person, whereas japa individually you can do. अकेले ही जप कर सकते हैं. You chant, you hear, you count. In all cases, engage your mind in chanting japa or singing or performing kirtan. Fix your mind on Krishna. So in this process of kirtan or japa, you are fixing your mind on the sound form, or the sound vibration or sound incarnation of the Lord. Then next it is described, Vachamsi Vaikuntha Gunanu Varnane. He engaged his words in describing the abode of the Lord. So Bhagavatam is full of such descriptions. Even when you chant Krishna's name or glorify Krishna by describing his activities or his abode or his form, so then you are engaging your words in describing the Lord's name, fame, qualities, activities, etc. Karau Harer Mandiram Arjanadishu. His hands he engaged in cleaning the टेम्पल ऑफ द लॉर्ड. भगवान के मंदिर का मार्जन करना, मंदिर मार्जन साफ करना हाथ से. उस तरह से हमारे हाथ को हम भगवान का सेवा में लगा सकते हैं. ही इज टीचिंग बाय हिज एग्जाम्पल. श्रुतिम चकाराच्युत सत्कथोदये. हिज ईयर्स इन हियरिंग द पास्ट टाइम्स ऑफ द लॉर्ड. भगवान के जो लीला का वर्णन है भागवत में, उसका श्रवण करना, हमारे कान को उस भगवान के सेवा में लगाना. मुकुंद लिंगालय दर्शने दृशो. भगवान के मंदिर जाके भगवान का दर्शन करना, आँख को भगवान के सेवा में लगाना. बिकॉज कृष्णस ब्यूटी इज एक्स्ट्रॉर्डनरी ब्यूटी. Krishna's beauty is a supreme beauty. भगवान का जो रूप है, जो सौंदर्य है, उस परम सौंदर्य है. It is the most beautiful form, most attractive form. कृष्ण का नाम जो कृष्ण है, वो बहुत ही आकर्षक है, सर्वाकर्षक है. He attracts everyone by his beautiful form, by his beauty. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, all manifestations of even material beauty is a very, very tiny fraction of his own beauty. The 10th chapter, Krishna describes his manifestations in this material world. And he ends that description by telling Arjuna, The splendorous manifestations of mine in this material world are endless. There is no end to such description. But I can summarize by telling one of the verses. Krishna concludes the 10th chapter. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad urjitam eva va tad tad evavagachatvam mama teja amsha sambhavam. Whatever beauty we see in this world is actually a tiny fragment of the beauty of Krishna. So we are accustomed to seeing so many beautiful objects in this material world. Right from birth we have been seeing. But none of them can satisfy us as much as the beauty of Krishna can fully please our heart. So that opportunity is given by the acharyas by establishing temples of Krishna. And in the temple, the beautiful form of Krishna is installed as deities, worshipable deities. भगवान के मूर्ति का स्थापना करते हैं आचार्य. Like Rupa Goswami established the deities of Radha Govinda, and now those deities are in Jaipur, Gupta Vrindavan. It's actually Vrindavan only, because all the deities of Vrindavan have come here. That's the Leela of the Lord. So just by seeing the beautiful form of Radha Govinda, you can engage your eyes, you can become attracted to Krishna. And if you awaken that attraction for Krishna within your heart, which is already there, भगवान का भक्ति जो है हमारे हृदय में है, it is eternally there in everyone's heart. नित्य सिद्ध कृष्ण भक्ति साध्य कबू नाय. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is explained, ये जो भगवान का भक्ति है सब जीवात्मा के हृदय में शाश्वत है. It is always there. But it is covered now by our material coverings. हमारा शरीर, ये भौतिक शरीर जो है, मन जो है, बुद्धि है, अहंकार है, ये 4 प्रकार के कवरिंग्स हैं. What do you say for coverings? आवरण. आवरण से वो भक्ति छिप गया है, छिपा हुआ है. It is actually dormant. That bhakti is dormant. But that bhakti can be awakened when these very coverings are actually coming in touch with Krishna. So mind in contact with Krishna, when you think of Krishna, when you fix your mind on the sound vibration of Hare Krishna, when you engage your mind in devotional service, so your mind becomes spiritualized, purified. The covering of that mind is actually removed, or the mind becomes transparent. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, when you chant Hare Krishna, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. By chanting Hare Krishna, the consciousness becomes purified of all material contamination. So that cleansing happens when the consciousness is coming in touch with Krishna. Just like described this demon, even though he's already dead, the body is glowing, unfaded. हिरण्याक्ष का वध हुआ, फिर भी उसका जो शरीर था, शव बोलते हैं ना, व्हाट डू यू से फॉर कॉप्स, शव. वो शव में कोई, वो जब आत्मा शरीर से निकल जाता है, Dehantara prapti. The soul leaves the body. That's called death. जब तक आत्मा शरीर के अंदर है तो शरीर में कुछ some glow is there in the body. Some living symptoms are there. But when the soul leaves the body becomes pale. That's what Prabhupada says in this purport. When a man or animal is dead, the body immediately becomes pale. The luster gradually fades. But in the case of Hiranyaksha, it is very amazing to see the dead body is actually unfaded. The glow on his face is unfaded. That's because of the touch of the Supreme Lord. So similarly, we can also actually become purified of all material contamination by engaging all our senses in devotional service. So continuing this description of the devotional service, exemplary devotional service performed by by Ambarish Maharaj. So he engaged his ears in hearing about Krishna. He engaged his tongue in speaking or glorifying the Supreme Lord, chanting his holy name. His hands in cleansing the temple of the Lord. His eyes in seeing the form of the Lord in the temple. His body in touching the body of the devotee. So when we embrace devotees or we pay obeisances to the devotees. So we touch our hands and our head to the floor. So that touching itself is purifying our sense of touch. Granam cha tat pada saroj saurabhe. His nostrils in smelling the flavor of the flowers offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. So पुष्प अर्चना करते हैं, अर्पण करते हैं भगवान को, तो उसका सुगंध हम जब हमारे नाक से वो, what do you say for smelling? Sukna. You smell the flowers. That way you purify your sense of smelling. Srimat tulasya rasanam tadarpite. When you taste the tulsi leaves offered to him, or you taste nice prasadam offered to him, you purify your sense of taste. Padau hare kshetra padanu sarpane. His legs in traveling to the holy place where his temple is situated. परिक्रम करते हैं भगवान के मंदिर में आके, या वृंदावन जाते हैं तो वृंदावन परिक्रम करते हैं. तो परिक्रम करने से हमारा जो पैर है जो भगवान का सेवा में लगाते हैं तो शुद्ध हो जाता है. शिरो ऋषिकेश पदाभिवंदने. हमारे जो सर है उसको झुका के भगवान का वंदन करते हैं तो हमारा सर भी शुद्ध हो जाता है. कामम च दास्ये न तु काम काम्यया. दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. ही engaged desires in fulfilling the desires of the Lord. Ultimately, all these senses are engaged in different activities according to our desire. So, if we develop the desire to satisfy the desires of the Lord, generally people are engaged in satisfying their own personal desires for material enjoyment, naturally. हमारे इच्छा को हम अपने भौतिक इच्छा के पूर्ति के लिए हमारी इंद्रियों को हम कार्य में लगाते हैं। लेकिन अगर भगवान का इच्छा पूरा करने के लिए, भगवान का भक्ति करने के लिए हम हमारे इंद्रियों से कार्य करेंगे, we'll engage our senses in satisfying the desires of the Lord in doing His devotional service, then we become completely purified very easily. So engage all your senses in devotional service in different ways. And Srila Rupa Goswami has systematically documented in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 64 different ways in which you can engage in devotional service, sadhana bhakti, practice devotional service. And these are all different activities engaging the body, the words and the mind. We act in 3 ways. हम जो भी कार्य करते हैं, हमारे शरीर से हम कार्य करते हैं, हमारे वचन से हम कार्य करते हैं, words, we engage our words in working, in performing some activity, and we engage our mind in acting, in performing different kinds of mental activities, subtle activities. मन से भी हम कार्य करते हैं. तो किस तरह से विविध प्रकार से हम हमारे शरीर या इंद्रिय, हमारे 10 इंद्रिय हैं, कैसे भगवान की सेवा में लगा सकते हैं, हमारे वचन को कैसे भगवान की सेवा में लगा सकते हैं, ये बताया है. 64 अलग अलग प्रकार से हम भगवान का सेवा कर सकते हैं. ये श्रीला रूप गोस्वामी जी भक्ति रसाम सिंधु में बताया है. 64 ways in which you can engage in 64 different kinds of activities called sadhana bhakti. So engage in this way. Now why is he given 64 different ways? Because we can't do one activity all the time. Just like Haridas Thakur, he was simply engaged in chanting Hare Krishna, at least towards the end of his life. He was only doing one activity. He was chanting 3 lakh names of the Lord. That means all the time, practically 22 hours at least, out of 24 hours, he was just chanting Hare Krishna. That's enough. In one activity is enough. But we cannot do it. In the neophyte stage, we cannot do it. We can't imitate Haridas Thakur. So, Srila Rupa Goswami has given us varieties of ways in which we can act, perform different activities, and thus engage always in Krishna's service. That's the genius of the Acharya. So, Srila Prabhupada explains in that section of the Nectar of Devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami has given us varieties of ways in which we can engage our body, our words, and our mind. All different activities you can engage in variety of service of Krishna, and you can become successful in devotional service and become completely purified and prepare yourself to go back to God. So stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.